Well, it's here. I finally got it. I've been wanting this movie for a long time. I think I had to order this movie on eBay, and it's based on a true story. I've always been you know into like true stories. I remember as a little kid growing up, I heard about the sinking of Titanic. And just certain things that we just grew up and we heard stories about. But I wanted to get this on Blu-ray, but this is the only way I can get it, and this I got it on regular DVD. But it's I this is one of those movies I think that a lot of people, I don't know if people don't get into it, but it is such a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It's a like I said, it's based on you know February. This it happened in February 9th of 1959. I was born in January. But it's about these. It's after a group of, it says after a group of bodies were discovered, an investigation by Soviet authorities determined that six of them had died from hypothermia, while the other three had been killed by physical trauma. One victim had major skull damage, two had severe chest trauma, and another had small crack in his skull. Four of the bodies were found lying in running water in a creek. Three of the four had damaged soft tissues of the head and face. Two of the bodies had missing eyes and had a missing tongue, and one had missing eyebrows. The investigation concluded that a compelling natural force had caused the deaths. Numerous theories have been put forward. Uh, you know, Numerous accounts have been put forward to the accounts in unexplained deaths, including animal attacks, hypothermia, and avalanche, catabatic winds, infrasounds, induced panic, military involvement, and some combination of these factors. But this is, Russia opened up a new investigation into the accident in 2019, and the conclusion was presented in July 2020. They said that an avalanche had led to the death. Survivors of the avalanche had been forced to suddenly leave the camp in low visibility conditions with inadequate clothing and had died of hypothermia. But anyway, this is what happened back in 1959 after the Soviets, did an investigation. But Devil's Pass basically it's just a movie about uh, these to determine what happened to some Russian hikers. Five U.S. college students go back to where the hikers were found dead. The students don't return from the expedition either, and the recovery footage is deemed too disturbing for public viewing. Now, I'm just reading the plot synopsis, but this movie came out in 2013. It's a horror documentary, but it's very interesting. And like I said, I like a lot of different type of movies, but I'm glad I finally got this. It was hard for me to find this movie. It was real hard. But it's such a good movie, and there's a lot of movies out there that are just, I don't know. It makes you wonder what really happened, because this is a very compelling story, especially about those Russian hikers, man. I guess those people really were, they were young back then when they went on. It's not back in 1959. It's when that. And I was born in 1959, and this occurred in February. And there was a total of 9 people that went on this hike. But just they made a movie about it, which is this movie, and it's about these U.S. students decide to go back and recreate and just go back and just do the same hike, and then they end up having a similar fate. You know what I mean? So, but you know, it's Hollywood, so you know they put their little twist to it. But it's a very interesting, movie. And I just thought I'd share that on this channel. But yeah, I finally got this in my collection, and it's a man, it's a good movie, you guys. I hope you guys check this out sometime. So, or have you guys ever heard about this movie? Uh, it's sitting at a 50% Rotten Tomatoes, so that means a lot of people didn't find it very you know interesting or whatever. But they went back and they want to go over everything that the original Russian expedition did, and as you see, they was spraying and putting down the names of each person that died, and they was trying to figure out exactly what happened. But as they kept going forward, strange things kept happening to them as well, and then a couple of them wanted to turn back, and they just wanted to keep going, and then they all end up dying of certain situations. The movie's very interesting, man. Very interesting. So anyway, Devil's Pass. So anyway, that's one of my movies I would tell you guys to check out. Put it on your radar. We'll catch you later. Have a blessed day.